Attention. What you're about to hear has the potential to rattle the entire NBA landscape. Giannis Antetokounmpo has landed in Los Angeles, and suddenly something that once felt completely untouchable is forcing the league to hold its breath. This isn't fan fiction. This isn't lazy speculation floating around social media. There are real signals, real movements, real conversations happening around the Lakers right now. And the wildest part of all this? If you connect the dots, it reshapes the future of this franchise in a way very few people are prepared for. So why is Giannis in LA? What information do the Lakers have access to that hasn't gone public yet? And how could a plan come together that realistically puts the Greek freak in purple and gold? Stay with me until the end, because once you see the full picture, this story hits differently. Before we get into the details, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on. Unfortunately, 99% of our viewers aren't subscribed, which makes YouTube think we're not relevant. The next stretch of content will be entirely focused on Lakers-related news, roster moves, and league context. If you want to stay informed as things unfold, this is the place to do it. And as always, if you support this kind of coverage, hitting the like button helps more than you might think. Now let's get straight into today's news. Breaking right now. What's unfolding is more than just smoke. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the same player who carried Milwaukee to a championship after 50 years of waiting, the most physically dominant force of his generation, was spotted in Los Angeles, and that single appearance sent shockwaves through front offices across the league. Phones started buzzing, executives took notice, and suddenly a Lakers team that many thought was dormant at the deadline looks like it could be quietly orchestrating the biggest behind-the-scenes play we've seen in over a decade. This isn't a theory cooked up overnight. This is how real NBA earthquakes start. Slow, subtle, almost invisible, until the moment it detonates and nobody has time to react. There is far more happening under the surface than most fans realize. And if you think the Lakers front office has been asleep at the wheel, buckle up. Because while others are reacting, they're thinking 3 moves ahead, playing chess while the rest of the league is still stuck on checkers. Laker family, what's going on? This is Guillermy from LA Lakers TV, and I'm here to talk about what isn't being said out loud. When the league starts heating up like this, only the people who truly live and breathe Lakers basketball can feel what's coming before it arrives. And right now, the air feels heavy. Heavy with the possibility of a shift so massive it wouldn't just put the Lakers back on top next season, but potentially set them up to dominate the next decade. Now pause for a second, because this is where the picture gets clearer. First, throw away the lazy narrative that the Lakers stayed quiet at the trade deadline because of fear or indecision. That take comes from people who don't understand how Rob Pelinka is reading the market. This wasn't hesitation. It was calculated restraint, strategic patience, the kind that only makes sense when you're protecting flexibility for something bigger. Right now, the only first-round pick the Lakers can move is 2031. On paper, that doesn't scream blockbuster, but summer changes everything. Once the calendar flips, the 2026 pick becomes available, and suddenly the Lakers can build a legitimate high-value package. Multiple firsts, expiring contracts, and young, controllable talent. A clean, powerful asset chest, waiting for the right moment to be unlocked. Fans crave movement, trades, headlines, but sometimes the most aggressive move is knowing when not to act. Everything about Pelinka's behavior suggests someone who is deliberately conserving resources because there's a very specific target in mind. This isn't guesswork. This is information coming from inside NBA circles. Ammunition is being saved, not wasted, because the prize on the radar could alter the balance of power across the league. And this isn't just about landing a big name. It's about doing it without blowing up the foundation that's already being built. When we talk about that foundation, there's one name that has quietly become untouchable. Austin Reaves. Yes, that Austin Reaves. The same guy many thought would top out as a high IQ role player is now producing at a borderline star level. Nearly 28 points a night, along with solid rebounding and playmaking night after night against real defenses and elite perimeter talent. These aren't empty numbers. This is production with weight behind it. And the on-court chemistry he's developed with Luka Doncic, yes, Luka in a Lakers uniform in this scenario, feels organic, almost cinematic. They read each other effortlessly, the way historic Lakers duos always have. It's the kind of pairing that makes you believe a new core has already arrived, and it's one worth trusting. Inside the organization, the message is clear. Reaves isn't just part of the plan, he is the plan. This goes beyond contracts or stat lines. It's culture, youth, work ethic, fit. Unless a truly generational, franchise-altering name enters the conversation, Reaves isn't even mentioned in trade talks. Which is why any seismic move is lined up for the summer, when the Lakers can strike without dismantling what they've already built. Timing isn't a detail. It's the whole strategy. Add this to the equation: LeBron's contract situation, Rui Hachimura's status, and the natural opening created by expiring deals. Flexibility increases. Cap pressure eases. Suddenly, the Lakers are holding something extremely rare. Not just assets, but options. And don't underestimate the Los Angeles factor. Playing in LA still carries gravity. It sells vision. It sells belief. Here's where it gets even more interesting. According to internal chatter, and remember, this is still rumor, not confirmed fact, Luka himself has been pushing behind the scenes. He wants Giannis. He's made that clear to the front office. And when your franchise star speaks that directly, you listen. Luka isn't chasing headlines or social media applause. He's chasing rings, legacy, permanence. He knows exactly what kind of running mate it takes to build something that lasts. And Giannis isn't moving randomly either. Wiping his social media clean of Bucks references isn't noise. It's a signal. He's never been dramatic, which is precisely why this matters. Around the league, there's growing belief that conversations with Milwaukee are tense, focused heavily on long-term direction, and whether the championship window is already closing. The Bucks' internal situation hasn't helped. Coaching changes, chemistry concerns, limited depth. Giannis delivered everything: a title, an era, history. But he also understands that greatness requires infrastructure. Being the best player alive means nothing if the system around you can't sustain contention. The Lakers right now can offer vision, structure, stability, and a trio that other franchises simply can't replicate. Yes, teams like the Knicks, Spurs, or Heat can make calls. They have assets, they have culture, but none of them can pitch Luka, Reaves, and the promise of a terrifying three-headed monster in Los Angeles. Picture it for a second. Luka orchestrating, Reaves cutting and creating, Giannis detonating at the rim and erasing mistakes on defense. That's not roster construction. That's dynasty architecture. And the craziest part? The Lakers don't even need to gut the roster to make it real. They've already done the hardest thing: waited, protected the core, and positioned themselves for the exact moment opportunity appears. Is it guaranteed? No. Giannis could stay. He could choose another path. But the fact that the Lakers are firmly in this conversation tells you everything about the level of planning involved. This isn't gambling. It's reading the board correctly. And that moment where champions are decided, it's closer than most people think. Behind the scenes, there's still more that hasn't leaked. Quiet conversations, agents feeling out scenarios, members of Giannis's inner circle surveying the future. And the priority, above all else, isn't glamour. It's sustained competitiveness. A real chance to contend every single year. If you feel that tension building, you're not imagining it. This isn't just another offseason approaching. It's the warning sign of something that could rearrange the league's foundation. So keep your eyes locked here, because if this story breaks wide open, you'll hear it on this channel first. And when it happens, remember this moment. If you've made it this far, don't hesitate. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay plugged in. Because if Giannis to the Lakers becomes reality, it won't just be a move. It'll be the start of a new era. And everything is already in motion.